The thing about, I think, resistance that I find so tricky is how it can be so insidious, how I am the only one that can hide things from me. So I can see your resistance, but not necessarily my own. And you can see my resistance, but not necessarily your own. Because it's this sort of human condition, the programming that we have, where the mind is actually desiring to fully avoid or protect us, but it's using falseness to do that. It's not letting us see clearly. It's putting blinders up, compartmentalizing reality so that the mind is pretending this is all there is. Hey, keep your eyes on that. Nope, nope. So it's this piece where we actually, it takes billions of calculations. It's incredibly inefficient. It's a way in which we can have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake, spend our energy, but not actually get anywhere.
Yeah. A key component of resistance is self-betrayal and self-deception, as you're talking about, Elizabeth. And the thing about these things is that what you tell yourself, you are absolutely convinced that you're right and that you're making things better in your own way, and yet you are making them worse. And by you, I'm talking about the corporate you, like any one of us, me, anyone, when we are in this resistance in terms of a way of being, and through the distortions that are possible through self-deception, um, we are capable of telling ourselves, I'm doing my best to make this right. It's them, it's their fault. If they would change, then everything would be okay. But that's the thing, the whole, I mean, a significant component of self-deception is the idea that I don't need to change. I'm right as I am. I'm seeing things clearly. My judgments are correct. My categories are right. Everything is lined up, and they're the ones, if they just saw it my way, everything would be okay. And I think from my presentation, I think we all realize that whenever we're in that mode, we are actually making things worse. We know when someone is being responsive to us, right? We know when their heart is open, when the energy is flowing. Like, we have all this language for this. And the important thing is not so much uh, the other person or the other people. The question is my heart open toward them? Am I at peace for them? And so, okay, here I'll give a plug for the other book by the Arbinger Institute, The Anatomy of Peace by the Arbinger Institute. So they talk about, they have different metaphors that they use for this language related to resistance and responsiveness. And in the Anatomy of Peace, they talk about having a heart at peace, meaning that your heart is not walled off. It is not like trying to control, your mind is not in this dominant mode where it's trying to dominate and control people and get them to do things. No,
Thank you.
I'll
Yeah,
just be quiet.
awesome. That's that's terrific. Thank you. Very juicy. I really appreciate how you've brought in, Bill, this relationship between resistance and distortion. So I kind
Mm,
of touched on, like, I can hide stuff from me and you can hide stuff for you, but this idea that we're distorting reality to meet
mm,
our own requirement, where however I've decided the world is, I won't let myself see anything that challenges that point of view, even if that point of view is totally mistaken, fictional, not real. And I
yeah.
think this deception that we're able to do and that we reinforce with it's them, I think that actually takes a lot of separation and judgment. And I feel like we touched on that just a little bit in our message discussion regarding this idea of separation and judgment, where it's a mindful, I've decided that's right, or I've decided that's wrong, or I've decided I'm right, or that person's wrong. And no matter what evidence I'm bunny earsing at can come up, I won't sway. I'm really rigid about this.
Mm,
And this idea of separation being an intrinsic quality of resistance, where I'm also separating from me. I'm separating from what my truth is, or from my open-heartedness to close off. I'm creating separation barriers between what my heart is aware of or desires, between being truly receptive and actually able to be in communion with another person, to receive what they are truly saying or being reflected back, to be received, to truly share what I truly mean. So there's consistency and alignment with what I'm saying, with what my energy is, with what my words are. When we're in separation, when we're in misalignment, where our heart desires something, our soul desires something, but our mind is completely not in allowance of that, where now we've got all of this sort of inefficiency and like circuitous pathways that aren't efficient energetically, but they're also fairly destructive. They're very expensive energetically.
Mhm.